Hi everyone, we're here again for Selva yoga, and today again I'm accompanied by Miles and Mathis is doing the video. Namaste. Today I thought we would pick one of the three areas where people hold stress. Last time we did something for the neck, shoulders, and hips because those are the three main areas. But today Miles and Mathis and I decided to focus on hips because I don't know if you are, but we're taking a lot of walks around neighborhoods. And while walks around the neighborhood are great, it's a lot of pounding on concrete, or if you're jogging, which we actually jogged and took a walk today, and that can get into your hips. So we're going to do some poses to get into our hips. So let's start with our hands at our heart center, and we can close our eyes. And we can then set an intention, or we can just thank ourselves. And first we'll get into child's pose. So Miles will get into child's pose. And again, we're specifically doing our yoga in jeans because I really want to emphasize that yoga can be done anytime, anywhere. We're doing short little segments that are only about 10 minutes. But just 10 minutes can make a huge difference. So in child's pose, Miles is just relaxing his breath. His first breath is going to come into his body. His second breath will come in and focus on his thoughts. And his third breath, he'll focus on his emotions. And now we're going to slowly roll up. We're going to come into downward dog, and we're going to walk our dog. Now this doesn't get into the hips so much, but it stretches all the long muscles of the body. So it stretches the shoulders, all down the spine, and all down the backs of the legs. And step your feet forward. We're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, just to warm up the spine, since that's major part of the body. And we'll do a couple shoulder rolls just to loosen up the body. And our first pose for our hips is going to be warrior one. So we're going to step back with our left foot, and we're going to put that heel down. A lot of times we do crescent when I do with the Selva, but we're going to keep that heel down to get into the back of our calf muscles a little bit more. And we're going to raise our arms up. So this gets into the hip flexors and the leg that's going back, and it gets into the hip joint where the acetabulum is on the other side. When we step together, put our hands to our heart, and now we'll step back with our warrior on the other side and raise our arms up. And now we'll come to the front of the mat, and just to get our body a little bit warm again, we'll raise our arms down and come back to our plank. If we want, Miles is really strong, we can go down into an up dog and then stretch the backs of those legs again and give our hips a break. Now we're taking our dog for a walk, because if we have a dog, I'm sure we're taking our dog for a walk. Now we're going to get into our second hip pose, which is warrior two. And we'll come up and we'll face to the side. And we'll look over to the arms. So Miles, bring your arms up to warrior two, that side. And we'll stretch through the arms. So again, one leg is getting more into the acetabulum, and the other one is getting into the hip flexor. And then we'll come down, and if we're feeling energetic, we'll go down, and we'll go up, and we'll go back to downward facing dog. And take that dog for a walk again on the other side. And then we'll bring our foot through to warrior two again. Stretching through, and now feeling your two hips might feel kind of different. We'll come down to our plank, breathing out and breathing in, and coming to our downward facing dog again. Now there's lots of shapes out in the neighborhood, and one of them is a triangle. So we're going to raise our leg up again because we drank a lot of water before this walk. And we're going to bring our foot through and come into triangle. Now triangle, again, is stretching the back leg through the hip flexor, but the front leg in a different aspect in that hip joint. And we'll bring that hand down, bring the leg back, walk our dog on the other side. Now we'll bring that leg through and come to triangle on the other side. And now we'll come to plank, and then Miles and I usually feel pretty energetic. We'll come down, come up to our upward dog, come back to our last downward dog. We'll jump our hands into our feet and come to Malasana, because we like Malasana a lot. It releases our low back, which is also helpful in helping just open up the hips a little bit. So now Miles and I are going to sit down, maybe in the warm sand since the beaches have now opened. And we're going to bring our legs to Baddha Konasana, which is cobbler's pose. And now, because we're working on the hips, we can take our forearms and we can put our forearms down on our legs and stretch out through the inner aspect of the hips to help us really get into a different area of the hip joint, because it's a circular joint, so we want to get into all sides of it. And now we're going to lay down. So Miles, if you want to get behind me, we're going to do one that we haven't done a lot in yoga called thread the needle, but Miles has done it. So we're going to roll ourselves down and put one leg over the other. And then we're going to pull that leg in. And we can use our forearms again to push the leg that's resting horizontally away from us. And again, this gets into the hip, but it gets more into the back side of the hip. We'll take one big breath here, really breathing in, focusing on the spine. And now we'll switch and get into the other area of the hip. So this is actually a great pose to do while you're watching your movies, and it feels so good. And I know for me, and I think for Miles, it feels really different on one side than the other. And now to roll up a little bit, we'll roll our spine up. We'll come back to our mat. And now we'll do a pose that incorporates both the hips and the spine. We'll do a twist. So we'll raise up one leg and cross it over our straight leg. And we're going to reach up high with our arm, because remember, we're trying to elongate our spine. And we'll hook that arm on the other knee and look behind us. Now, I sometimes get a little pop and crack, especially if we've taken a really long walk. And then we'll untwist. And we'll straighten that leg out and bring the other leg up and twist it over. Again, taking the time to raise up through the arm and twist over the leg and feeling it in the hip. Miles, did you feel it more in one hip than the other? I felt it a lot more in my left hip than my right hip today. And we'll come back. And now we're going to slowly roll down and just spread ourselves out for a minute. Taking in one long breath for our body, just to feel it flat on the earth. One breath again for our thoughts. And one breath for our emotions. And now we'll slowly roll ourselves up, and we're finished with our little hip series for today. But we wanted to talk about, it's spring, and there's lots of fruits in spring. So I looked up today a list written by some people about some healthy fruits. And this list had 9 fruits on it. And the fruits were raspberries, cranberries, blueberries, cherries, elderberries, pomegranate, red grape, citrus fruit and apples. So we in our house have eaten all of these except for elderberry. So, and I know they're plentiful because we live in a salad garden here. So maybe you can try to get some of those fruits in your body because those fruits have a lot of antioxidants and most of those are high in vitamin C, which is a good thing to be having right now with what's going on. So thank you so much. Namaste.